Friends, welcome to my workplace at Ranaghat, West Bengal, India. If you are doing Phaco emulsification for some time by divide and conquer technique, and if you wish to do direct chop, this video may help you a lot. Please observe this video very carefully. You can see this is a cataract of medium density, about grade 3 nuclear sclerosis. Though the cataract appears white, it is not hard. Select a case like this. In this case, I am staining the capsule at this moment after making the incisions. And now the dye is washed out because there can be some particles which can get lost under the iris and which can give rise to TARS in the post-op period. So I wash the dye very nicely and then inject viscoelastic substance. This is 2% hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose. And now this is capsulorhexis. I usually incise the capsule and raise a nice big easy to hold flap, and then I use the Utah forceps. Learn this also. Hold this flap, lift the anterior lip of the main incision, use the anterior lip as a fulcrum and go all around. Never depress the posterior lip. If you do this, there will be minimal leakage of viscoelastic substance and you will be able to do capsulorhexis at on-go. However, if the AC becomes shallow at any moment, come out, inject visco and then try again. And now, hydrodissection. Be very careful at this stage. Be slow. See the fluid wave going to the opposite equator. As it reaches the opposite equator, stop. And then tap the nucleus and then mobilize the nucleus. Rotate the nucleus. And now, inject visco again. And now is the time to go into the anterior chamber. The handpiece is introduced bevel down. Some superficial cortical matter is removed. And now dig a pit and chop. What is that? Dig a very small pit in front of the main incision. The pit should not be wide. The pit should not be long. It should not cross the center. Between the center of the nucleus and the equator just in front of the main incision, in this area, you dig a deep pit, small deep pit. Yes, like this. And now, this you have done in Phaco on mode where the vacuum is very low, say 50. Flow rate is also low, say 20. And energy, ultrasonic energy is according to hardness. And then in Phaco 2 mode, you have made this crack. Let us repeat this. This is 50% slower. Remove some superficial cortical matter in bevel down position. This will improve visibility a lot. Now turn the tip. Make the bevel up. And now you are going to dig a pit just in front of the main incision between the center of the lens and the equator, which is just in front of the main incision. In this area, you are going to dig a pit. Push the nucleus little down, and as you reach the center, stop. Don't cross the central part. If there is any air bubble, remove that air bubble. That will improve your visibility. Don't cross the center, just up to the center. Make this pit. It should be a narrow and short but deep pit. Why? Because in front of the pit, in front of the Phaco tip, you must keep enough lens matter so that you can hold it. Because you are a beginner, your foot control is not that good. You need some time to use to train your foot. So now you're going to Phaco 2 mode, bury the tip in front and come back to aspiration, hold it very nicely and make this first crack. That's it. And now again at a real time, turn it, hold at a deeper plane and chop it. And these two free nuclear fragments can be removed now itself. The heminucleus just in front of the main incision will support the posterior capsule. So these two free nuclear fragment has been removed. And now rotate the other heminucleus, bring it in front. Again go at a deeper plane and hold it very firmly and chop. And now each free nuclear fragment is to be emulsified with adequate amount of ultrasonic energy. In this case, the Phaco power has been, the ultrasonic energy has been 60%. Flow rate, this is Oatley Catrax 3, flow rate is 45 and vacuum is 450 millimeter of mercury. In your machine, the flow rate and vacuum may be different. Just find out what is the proper setting to maintain the anterior chamber. There should not be any surge at any moment. There should not be any collapse of anterior chamber. And now many of my colleagues ask me to use bimanual irrigation aspiration. Yes, here it is. Before using bimanual irrigation aspiration, just use the irrigating probe and hydrate the cortex all around. Just make a sweep all around like this to hydrate the cortex. This will loosen the cortex and it will come out very easily. Now irrigation from the right and aspiration from the left. And since you have hydrated it, it is coming out so nicely and without changing hands. In this case, I have been able to remove all the cortex in few seconds. So it is not difficult to use bimanual irrigation aspiration. It is just, I don't use it because my assistant takes about 12 seconds to give it to me. And this is hydro polish. This is in IA2 in cap back mode. I am removing some cells from this area. This is polishing of the posterior capsule, and hydro implantation of a foldable lens is being done now. The antechamber will be maintained by the irrigating probe, and this foldable monofocal intraocular lens goes into the capsular bag. The irrigating probe pushes the trailing haptic into the capsular bag and it comes through the main incision, dials the lens. The Sinski hook is not required in many cases. This is a bit of moxifloxacin. Now hydrate the side ports. The outer half of corneal stroma is hydrated. Don't hydrate the inner half, because if you hydrate the inner half, the risk of Descemet's membrane detachment increases. And this is the final lavage of the anterior chamber. See the rhexis. It is covering the optic of the intraocular lens all around. You can see this is ideal rhexis. And it is not a small rhexis. This is about 5.75 millimeters. And finally, the antechamber is formed and the case is concluded. Dear colleagues, thank you very much for your attention. Hope this video will inspire you to try direct chop. If you do direct chop, the use of ultrasonic energy will be minimal or adequate. Your surgery time will be reduced. protection of corneal endothelium will be much more. So please learn direct chop and improve your surgical skills.